All right, boys. So I'm upset. You know, I want y'all to see these profits because it's like, dude, like y'all could say what is wrong with you, and I'm saying the same thing too because I was like remembering in my mind. I was like, guys, I went from being up 4.4k, and I told someone in the group chat in the Discord, I was like, guys, is 3 point or 4 point something k not enough for you? Like, why are you so greedy? And then the same thing happened to me. So it humbled me so hard and it got me so upset because I was like, dude, I was telling someone else the same exact thing. Like, that's the disappointing thing in my life. Like, I'm like sitting there, I'm just like, dude, like, I literally can pull up the thing. Oh, this was upsetting day, but I want you guys to take notes and just understand, your greed can take everything real quick. Your emotions can take everything. So destroy them or don't let them take everything from you. But yeah, guys, that's it.
All right, guys. So today's trade, a little risky. I want to basically do a voiceover today. Let's just look at this. Like, okay, so we see market. We're on the 1 hour. We're marking out. I'm pulling up some, breaker blocks, mitigation blocks, or value gaps. Marking out this, 4 hour, I think, or 1 hour. I was kind of paying attention towards it because it was like, whoa, interesting. I was supposed to make it red. I made it blue. I don't know what I was thinking. But it's okay. Then I'm kind of starting to notice, SMTs at those highs. I'm like, okay, this is in a 1 hour SMT. Might be pretty, possible. Or I don't like where it's going. Intentionally in my head, I was thinking about shorts. I'm looking at the daily time frame to see, are we going up or down? We closed above that for Valley Gap, but I'm pretty sure on ES we're still working with this. So I'm like, okay, ES, 1 day SIBI. Interesting. Okay, we're like, okay, we're working our way up. SMT 1 day SIBI. Interesting enough, the 1 day SIBI we have, right? And I actually want to talk about this. 1 day SIBI we have while I'm marking out the 4 hour. The SMT closed at the 50% and we start rejecting. I'm thinking in my head, no way, no way. That's not possible. So I kind of mark out, our premium and discount ranges. I'm starting to mark things out. I'm looking at 15 minute. I'm being static here. I'm paying attention. Turtle soup, clean. Okay, we see a turtle soup. One thing I'm noticing, ES does not have a turtle soup to the bottom. We don't have a clean rejection like we do. Next, SMT at those highs. Actually, never mind. No SMT. You know why? Because we didn't take one high while the other was trying to. So, okay, I'm like looking through this. I'm noticing, 5 minute, there's no fair value gap over there. I'm a little upset. I'm just like, whoa, like, that's not what I saw, got to be careful. So I'm like, okay, I'm noticing these kind of small things. I'm noticing, okay, this is what I'm aiming for. I want to see price balance itself by rebalancing this 1 minute, either breaking it or going above it, because ES is working its way towards it too. Use it as a reason to create an SMT, and from that SMT moving down is where we will catch our entry. Look at that. I drew that out, by the way. It's not exact, but we're pretty close. I'm starting to notice the SMT. Whoa! There's an SMT on ES and Q. Okay. My mind isn't there yet, but I'm like, okay, whoa. We're dumping. Let me catch up to price. What is price doing? Whoa, SMT. As if I didn't predict that. Well, not it going above the high, but, I want to see some kind of SMT created. So I'm like, okay, we got to take an entry off of this. This is 9:51 a.m. I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to limit sell 785 price. Let's call it a day. Bam. We enter in. I sold, this is about 50% of that order block. We're in an SMT. Turtle soup was making our way up. We're mainly in an SMT. We didn't hit that turtle soup, but it's fine. We kind of have that confirmation. I'm okay with it. It's a higher time frame turtle soup. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in 1 minute. If it breaks above that high, I'm okay with it. Nothing too crazy. We start seeing rejection pretty fast. We're up $100. I'm like, I'm a little frustrated, so I answer him with another one. I'm like, I'm battling greed with myself currently. I answered a little bit too much on the right. This was left was on a combine, right was on express, FYI. So I'm just watching price jump up and down, and I'm getting ready to sell two contracts. Notice how my fill is getting worse and worse every single time. I want to wait for this fair value gap to close. That bullish, if you see where prices keep on rejection about bounce back up. 653. This is the last entry mark before we get a jump down. This is our last time to get an entry. Bam, we're closing down. We're pushing down. You see this? It looks like we're gonna close under it. I want to close under that top wick. So I'm like waiting. I'm seeing that we're up 180 bucks. Almost 200 bucks. I'm like, okay, I'm doing pretty good. Whoa, we're jumping. We're up 250 bucks, 280 bucks. We're going crazy. 300 bucks. It's good. It's nice, but I started becoming greedy. You see how I jumped with an entry super fast? That messed up my fill completely. I'm like, okay, I'm hoping it won't close above. I'm hoping I won't close above. Turns out we kind of started displacing. I'm like, okay, I like candle structure, And then bam, I got stopped out on the left. It sucked. It was whatever. So I was like, okay, let's go to the right. I'm starting to see. I'm like, oh man, I'm about to get stopped out too again. I'm like, fudge. Why did I even do that? We're about to use the thing. But then I remembered in my mind, the reason why we're bouncing so much times off of it is because that's not the reason why we're there to do it. We're gonna disrespect it. So I kind of entered another 2 contracts. We're going good. Oh, now we're up, technically in one con. We're moving $5 a price. We're moving pretty rapid. I'm up 500, 600 bucks at one point. I'm like, okay, this is nice. This is good. We're closed under there for Valley Gap. I'm waiting for that market structure shift so we prevent a SMT. I'm waiting. Ooh, nice price action. We're seeing it go pretty by fast. It's like 700 bucks, dude. 700, 800 bucks we were up at one point. I'm a little freaking out because I'm trying to avoid my losing days. Ever since I hit a good day, I'm kind of losing it. So I'm like, okay, if we see that price is moving super fast, we're moving pretty rapid. Like, this is sped up, by the way, but we're moving really rapid. So I'm in 12 micros. I'm like, I gotta distract myself. I gotta show the charts. I'm like, okay, I'm showing it. I'm losing $2,000 some of the days. This was embarrassing. I was mad, but I gotta hold accountable. I'm like, okay, I like the rejection, and I want to push down. I like the market structure shift, rejection, retracement, and now we're pushing lower. But I'm like, whoa, I'm scared to create an SMT. I'm like, okay, we got no SMT. Ooh, market structure shift, nice. One thing I do not want to see. Turtle soup. I did not want to see huge turtle soup. We're up 1,500 at one point. I'm stressing out. I'm like, dude, 1,500. That's the most I've made in this month. So I'm like, okay, I entered more. Now we're at 20 contracts. Why am I entering more? Why am I entering with 2 minis, bro? That's not what we're supposed to do as a day trader. No more greed. But instead, my mind did not care. I'm looking at news. I'm showing the news. Today was CPI, so I'm expecting some volatility. I'm like, okay, we're going to get some volatility. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. Turns out, I'm seeing to see, okay, where do I want to place my take profit? 524 was where I had my standard deviation, if you guys saw it marked out. See, so it glitched. But somehow I'm up 2,500. I'm like, what the heck? I'm up 2,500? I'm like tweaking out. I'm like, dude, how am I up 2,500? I should have took it. I stopped caring. Bam. I'm like, okay, please don't go over. Please don't go over. I'm like crossing my fingers, tweaking out. I'm like, please. Okay, we reject. We're good, right? Whoa, clean rejection. Break even immediately. Bam, we're up 1,500. I'm like, dude, screw that. We have a whole move we're going to catch. So I hop in more. We're going good. I'm in 15 minis. We're up 6K on the account, right? And I'm like, dude, this is about to be my best day yet. Bam, knocked out. Crap. Okay, I still got like quite a bit to play with. I'm like, my balance is still at 5K, Bam, knocked out. We're at $4,700. Okay, I got 3,500. Bam, knocked out. Again. Come on. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. I'm like, come on, please go. Nope, knocked out. I'm at $2,600, bro. This is why I'm saying I should have stopped. I'm like playing. I'm like, bro, I gotta get that money, bro. I gotta get that money. 524, please. Knocked out. Bam, so I enter again. Please, 524, bro. I could make $5,000. I could figure everything out. I could be good. I can get this payout. Bam, knocked out. And I'm at $1,000 left. I'm like, okay, maybe I should take it. Nah, it's fine. We're gonna get that move. We've been showing good rejection and everything. Bam, 3. I'm like, okay, we're break even, loss. Okay, but like we kind of waked up, but like, okay, we're not doing good. I'm still up $1,000, but it's like, I want to make it at least like 4,000 back, just like fix myself profits back up. Look how much executions I took, bro. I'm so mad. I'm mad at the fact I took this much executions. I'm down. I'm back at $680. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'd even at this point, bro, literally physically in my mind, I did not see these executions. Like I swear, I just saw the money. Bam, knocked out again. I was tweaking out, bro. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting. I literally saw candlesticks. I did not see these executions. I swear to everything, bro. So I answered it again. I'm like, I like that rejection. We're good. $217 to hold myself break even. Bam, I throw in 5 more. To make it 20 contracts because 20 was the most I could put in, and I kept them retesting. I'm looking back and I'm like, dude, I can make $5,400, making my balance like $6,000, $7,000. Bam, knocked out. Okay, I can call break even for the day, dude. I'm down $100. Nope. I decide to hop in with 5, so I hop in with 20. Bam, knocked out. Dude, I was mad. I'm like showing my profits. I'm like, dude, I was up $4,100. $4,100. And you know what I did instead? I gave back every single bit of profits because I decided to fall myself into greed, fall myself into these kind of issues, and I was upset. I was like, dude, what is wrong with me? What is actually going on in my mind? And I'm like sitting there just upset. And guys, reason why I show you guys all this truth is because I need a change. And if I want to win, if I want to become better, I need a change. And I'm sitting there in my mind. I'm pissed off. I'm like, dude, what the F is wrong with me? What the actual F is wrong with me? Like, look at this. Price is rejecting. I'm like, dude, I could have caught that. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, I got absolutely butt raped right here. Like, look at this. 20 contracts. Dude, this is like 32 trades accordingly to the charts. 32 fudging trades. 32. I was upset, and I was like,
so you guys saw,
I'm done.
You guys saw the truth. I don't want to be the guy who's like, look at me, I'm so good. I'm not the winner. I want to be humble. I need to be humbled by the markets every single day, and I regret dealing with this because it's like, you could have changed everything, but no, I didn't. I didn't change anything. It seems like I did the same exact thing day after day. Remember the other time where I blew an account while I made like $3,000? Like, dude, it was like dumb. Like some other times where I just blew the account and lost 1,200 on one account. I was like, dude, what was actually wrong with me? Like, why did I risk an extra account? I could have been up on 2 accounts right now, but market teaches you how to do these things correctly so that when you grow and become a better trader with higher risk, higher everything, you are the better trader because you felt the mistakes and you know what to do for the next one. But boys, I thank you guys for watching. It's gonna be a little bit longer. Voiceover was because let me know what you guys think about the voiceover, but I want to improve. I want to do better, and I promise you, just because that was today, what I did today, I won't make a repeat because I've seen it. And if I make a repeat again, that is on me. Everything's on me. Like, look, I be writing this type of stuff to drive me insane. This is saying, just because it happens fast doesn't mean it's going to stay. Look what happened today. Just because it happens fast doesn't mean it's going to stay. I knew it. I just did it again. So this is on me, boys. And I want you guys to succeed. I want you guys to do good. Stay blessed. Do everything you can to win every day of your life. Do everything you can to win, and you will win. All right, peace out, boys. I'll see you guys next episode. I won't be posting on Friday, but I will be posting back on Monday, or probably Monday, Tuesday, depends. All right, thank you guys. Peace out, brothers.